Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this week's recap of the Chauvin trial. My name is Jules Porter. I am on the board of directors for the Minnesota Association of Black Lawyers, and you might also know me as the video game developing lawyer here in Minnesota. It's so great to have you here. Now, today, when we think about everything that's going on in the state of Minnesota, yes, the defense just rested in the Chauvin case. Yes, Chauvin decided not to testify today, but we have something that's a little bit more important to talk about here. In the state of Minnesota, right, we just had the killing of Dante Wright, right? We had the police officer, Kim Potter, say that she believed she was going to tase him, but she shot him, right? Over the weekend, we've had the issue of, or the video was released of the lieutenant who was basically pepper sprayed sitting in his car because he decided to pull over in a well-lit area. Today released was a video of a 13-year-old boy who was killed by the police. So I think we could say this is a bit overwhelming. I mean, in all these cases, so many people have been talking about the nitty-gritty of each of them, but the overarching issue is a systemic violent policing mentality in Minnesota and in America. Controlling BIPOC people and communities instead of protecting and serving us is a pervasive policing mindset. And it's not just about the shooting of unarmed people. It is the everyday assaults, the brutalities, the indignities that BIPOC people face. Policing has reached a level of a public health crisis. And so today we are taking a mental health timeout because this is just way too much. Okay, this is heavy. So with us today to help us think about things that we can do when it comes to regulating our energy, self-care, community care. I'm so excited to announce that we have with us today Ms. Crixell Shell, who is the Assistant Executive Director for the Minnesota Peacebuilding Leadership Institute. So hello, Crixell. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me today.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, you're so right. Over the last year, it really does seem like we have not had a break. We've all been experiencing our own individual and the collective trauma. From COVID-19 to watching the murder of Black bodies by police and dealing with the all too familiar everyday racism we come to expect but never quite get used to. These few moments that we've set aside to discuss self-care and community care are indeed needed. As passionate servant leaders, we often prioritize the needs of others over our own self-care. Working tirelessly for clients and the will of the people, actually, just to try to make even the smallest difference. It just takes a toll on our bodies. We are paying a steep mental and physical price for this work that we do. And our bodies and our minds, they need and deserve time to rest and repair. When we don't engage in self-care, we're actually at risk of engaging in incompetent and unethical professional behavior, and our mental and physical health suffers. So, how do we engage in self and community care? Well, it's important for us to spend quality time with friends and family. And these are folks that we can laugh and cry with, that love us for who we are and support us when we need it. It's also important that we take time to engage in play. You know, take a few moments after you watch this video to figure out what brings you joy. Is it video games like Jules? How about sports? Or are you into art and music? Are you into, do you have little kids you like to play with? Like whatever it is that brings you that joy, that sense of fun, just do it, engage in it as much as you can. And then, another thing that's really important is to take care of your body, right? So getting enough rest, eating a healthy, balanced diet. I know that those drive-throughs are sometimes very convenient, but they're not really healthy for us. So try to get in that, make sure you're getting that protein, make sure you're getting those veggies, drinking that water. I love coffee and we need some water in our lives. So making sure that you're giving your body what it needs to do the work that you're asking it to do. And then getting that physical exercise. It's Minnesota, right? And it's spring, so get outside, run around the lake, walk around your neighborhood. Try to get outside. this time of year. And then finally, spirituality, practicing spirituality, and whatever that means to you, really, where do you think you consider where you lay your burdens down? Because right now our burdens are piling up and they're getting pretty heavy. So where can you lay those down? It's really easy to not engage in self-care, frankly. And when we don't engage in self-care, we suffer. So just remember, to everyone watching, this is a marathon and we have to take care of ourselves for this journey. So Jules, I'm wondering, what are some of the ways that you engage in self-care?
You know, I haven't been doing the best lately. I woke up today and I had these horrible bags under my eyes just from the weight of the week. And I'm just like, Jules, you got to do better, you know, which is why I was like, we need just a timeout. We need a mental health timeout. You know, I generally try to get my good 8 hours of sleep a night, and I try to get outside and walk. I love walking around Lake Nokomis. Like Harriet is really nice because they have that rose garden over there that's really beautiful when it blooms. So yeah, and another thing that I was talking with a mentor, and she said that watching the trial every day, seeing those images of George Floyd just really brought so much trauma back into her life. And so she said what she started to do was to read the transcripts at the end of each day. So she got a chance to see, read the testimony, be aware of what's going on without having to constantly see the murder of George Floyd again and again. And so I think that's really important. And for folks who are like me as well, one amazing thing is to put our energy into something that's positive and productive that will have an impact on our community, not only today, but for the next 100 years and for the next few generations. And one such things that we can do, especially because there's so many, you know, legal professionals, so many just professional people here in Minnesota, and we have special skills. So let's put those special skills to use as we build up our community. One thing that MABL's asking everybody to do is to read the bills that are being proposed right now in the Minnesota legislature. We're going to put the links in the description below. We ask that you read them, that you join public commenting sessions, that you reach out to your local representatives and make sure you know where they stand on it, and provide them with your feedback. And let's really start making a difference. And there's so many different ways that we can all help in our own unique way that is very beneficial, because this is a multi-tiered issue that's going to take all of us to solve it. Well, thank you very much, Crixell.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And thank you, everyone. You know, stay healthy. And remember, the sanctity of life is important. This cannot become our new norm. This is not a normal experience. What we're going through is not okay. Before we go, I just want to leave everybody with a quote that just reminds us of the importance of this moment and that it's okay to just take a moment and relax and recover. So the quote is, be patient with yourself because nothing in nature blooms all year. Thank you all so very much and have a blessed weekend.